You need a new hobby.
Much like Two-Face, Batman Arkham Origins suffers from multiple personality disorder. It's trying to do justice and due diligence to the two previous games before it, Asylum and City, while at the same time it's trying to stand on its own legs and warrant the story what they are trying to tell. When these two completely different themes, views and ideologies collide, there is major conflict and trouble.
Well, this should be interesting. Whee!
Set before the events of Arkham Asylum, Origins tells the story that changes Gotham forever and forges Batman from a hate-fueled vigilante into the Dark Knight. Bruce has been wearing the cape and cowl for about 2 years now. The distinct personas between Bruce and Batman have yet to be defined, and he's been doing nothing really but fighting crime lords and corrupt cops. In a Just Another Day at the Office setup, Batman finds out that crime lord Black Mask is trying to escape from Blackgate Prison. Upon arrival, Batman soon realises that Black Mask has placed a bounty of $50 million on the Dark Knight's head, and has invited 8 of the world's best assassins to battle it out to kill the Batman. This story soon unfolds, however, into something a lot bigger, where Batman must put faith into the system that took his parents, and is introduced to his most greatest adversary.
You're not some hardened vigilante. You're a young man with a trust fund and too much anger.
Batman Arkham Origins is a fantastic story that fans of the Arkham franchise will enjoy, with plenty of foreshadowing, setup and references to future events, while at the same time it's opened up enough through exposition to allow new players a chance to slip into the Arkham universe, which is something that couldn't really be done with Arkham City. When you played Arkham City, you felt like you had to play Arkham Asylum to understand a lot of the political and social themes the game was presenting. Those political and social themes also make a return, and they are heavily built upon this time round. Many have questioned why this game is called Batman Arkham Origins, and it isn't really presented until the very end.
I was wondering the same thing myself.
If you've ever played Batman Arkham City, Origins will feel very similar to you. Well, why not? It actually uses a lot of the assets from Arkham City, from the free flow combat to the Predator, stealth gameplay mechanics, even the camera system. It feels exactly the same. Now, many people have seen a problem with this, but I'm on the side of if it's not broken, don't fix it. Batman Arkham City did something that was great, and it felt good. And just having them basically return isn't a problem for me. Call of Duty can do it every year, why can't Batman Arkham Origins just as a one-off? Free flow combat is just as fun as ever as you bounce back and forth beating up thugs. They've added a few extra archetypes into the mix. They've added this big burly brute guy which you need to stun and beat down even more to get past his defences, and they've added a martial arts guy which has the ability to counter your counter, which allows for a lot more of a thought process in terms of when you're going into a fight. Now you have to think more coordinately and more strategically on, right, who I'm going to take out first, who's the biggest threat, and who can I use to actually bounce off and build up a combo to take out the next guy. There was a lot more of a thought process involved this time round because of the just on these 2 additional enemy archetypes, and it's a nice addition. The Predator mode also stays the same, even though some extra gadgets that you can earn in the game do help you out a great deal in those Predator modes, but again, it is about the fun of it. It still feels just as fun as you did it in Batman Arkham Asylum, and there is no problem with that. The biggest addition is the new detective mode, which is a lot of fun to do, and it works as a kind of a CSI video rewind feature where the Batcomputer digitally recreates the crime scene, and you're able to work out exactly what happened and where evidence flies when you have to search for it. Visually stunning and a lot of fun to do, even though it can be a bit lacking in the user interaction. Although Batman Arkham Origins feels a lot like its predecessors as far as gameplay systems go, don't let that deter you, because in the end the major focus of Origins is the story. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about the one thing that brings this overall Batman Arkham Origins package all the way to the ground, beats it to a pulp and leaves it for dead. Kind of like Batman's tactics to a degree, and I'm talking about the multiplayer. If there ever was a premise for multiplayer that just sounds absolutely fantastic on paper, it's this one. The idea that you have two teams of thugs, they're battling out for territory, and you've got Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo, in the middle trying to stop the lot of them. It sounds great, but boy oh boy was it poorly implemented. Controls feel sluggish, the input and response times are horrible, the hit detection on the gang guns are just horrible. Even with the default first unlocked weapon, you would expect there to be some kind of decent hit detection. I'm shooting someone in the chest, and even taking bullet spread and recoil into account, I'm delivering more damage to the arms and legs. The matchmaking is an absolute train wreck. You need 8 players to get into a match. I was sitting in a lobby for 20 minutes with 6 players. Those 6 players, including myself, are enough to get a match going. That's 3 gang members versus 3 gang members, just battling it out in a team deathmatch conquest style mode. Batman and Robin don't have to necessarily be in every single match, but if you have to compromise just a little bit, at least have it as a possible start for 7 players, where you can have 3 on 3 and then you have 1 player as Batman. That's more than enough, but no, for some reason Robin also needs to be in there. And I don't understand why it has to be all 8. You know, are you worried about unbalanced teams? If you want to talk about unbalanced teams, look at the supervillains that each team can bring in halfway through the match. The Jokers can obviously bring in the Joker, and the Bane's crew can bring in Bane. Bane is so overpowered, it is unreal. He just runs through the map, dominating anything he touches. And the Joker, yes, he's got some pretty decent weaponry, but unless you actually have a decent hit detection, which this game doesn't, you can't actually kill anything worth a damn. It's a bit of a shame really. The multiplayer was something I was really looking forward to, and I really wanted that to do well. Yes, you could put my matchmaking issues down to day 1 release issues, you know, because people haven't got the game yet, they're still playing the single player, etc. But that still doesn't account for the very clunky third-person shooter mechanics, the hit detection, the cover system, etc.
Now this is what I call a party!
I give Batman Arkham Origins a 7 out of 10. The single player is absolutely fantastic as far as the story goes, and is well worth playing if you're an Arkham and Batman fan. The one thing that really brings it down is the multiplayer. It is a feature that did not need to be in the overall package. The single player was enough, and they should have spent more time developing new mechanics for the single player rather than a multiplayer. Guys, thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, please leave a comment. Have you played Arkham Origins? What did you think of it? Please let me know in the comments below. And as always, take care, be safe, and I will see you in the next one. Love you all. Wayne out. Peace.